Well, hello. Welcome back to school. Um, so I just wanted to go over a few things with you guys. Um, so I posted this memo. This is the English 2 one. This is for my AP Langers, and then Humanities. And it's very similar. The only thing that's different uh, is for AP Lang. There's a lot of information about the upcoming exam, so please make sure that you read through this right here. It's very important. And you guys also have the option of making appointments with me for video conferencing for your writing feedback. So please make sure that you read that carefully. But overall, I'm just going to go over the things that are the same for all of us. Please know that I know this is not ideal. This is crazy. This is hard. And I also understand that a lot of you are in situations at home that are very different than what maybe you would be experiencing at school, which is going to affect your ability to get work done. So just know that I am flexible and I am empathetic, and I know that this is going to be a learning curve for all of us, kind of an uphill struggle, and it's going to be okay. I'm not increasing the work that you guys are expected to do. In fact, I'm lessening it a little bit, just so that we're all kind of accommodating this new experience. The content that we're doing is the same. So curricular wise, nothing is really changing. We're reading and we're writing, and that's the nice thing about an English class. So just know that my door is always open. This is not ideal, right? So it's been a whirlwind. I love and care for each and every one of you. And I want you to be healthy, and I want you to be well, and I want you to be safe. And if you're in a situation where one of those three things is not possible, you need to let me know. Truly, 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 I mean what I say here under this heading of your health and well-being being an ever-present concern. Okay, not all of us are in ideal situations. Well, in fact, none of us are in any ideal situation right now, but some of us are in more than just that's my husband reminding me to remember to eat. Anyway, less than ideal situations, and you're combating anxiety and restlessness and depression and maybe not so supportive parents or annoying siblings or whatever. Be in contact with me. I'm here for you, even though I cannot physically see you. Right? Okay. Remote learning for this course. Okay. Reading and writing as always in all three of my courses. So Humanities, AP Lang, and English 2, we're doing the same thing we've always done, okay? There will be no required live whole class chats or Zoom calls or anything like that. That's just too much to ask for those of us who are new to all of this. These are not online courses, so we don't have the resources for that. So anytime that you want to meet with me live in a group setting, I have open office hours, which are down here, okay? And we'll talk about that in a second. But basically, here's what you're required to do. You're required to complete the work on your own time, so long as things are turned in on time for the designated due dates, which you will always know. I will post on Schoology. You need to communicate proactively with me via email or via the options that I'm going to list below. Access Schoology every odd or every even day, depending on whether or not I see you on odd or even days. Keep up with the reading and the writing. So hold yourself accountable. This is those ATLs about self-management, self-discipline, okay? Engage in the learning process by putting forth your best effort, whatever that may look like, given the circumstances. My open office hours for each class period that I meet with you. So for AP Langers during 6th and 8th, for English 2 during 5th and 7th, and Humanities during 4th. I will be available for 45 minutes of live Q&A or live help, okay, via Google Meet, and I will provide you with access to those meets. I'm hoping that they work. If we come across problems, I'll change it and we can do like office hours via a chat, Google Chat instead. It's just going to be a couple weeks probably, well, not a couple weeks, a couple class periods for us to figure that out, okay? And I will be available for 5th and 6th. That is the time slot, so 11:15 to 12 p.m. and then 7th and 8th, 1:30 to 2:15, and then for 4th period, I believe the time that I will be available is right here, 9:20 to 10:05. Okay, so it takes place during our normal class period. Okay. I will post daily agenda updates via Schoology under the updates section, okay, and then all of the resources and materials that I may reference will be posted under materials, as always. I've always used Schoology that way, so that will not change. Basically what I'll be posting on the agenda updates is what I would be writing on the whiteboard in class, okay, so the date and then the tasks and the goals for that class period and any upcoming due dates or events that are important, okay. I would suggest, and this is what I'm doing as well, to set up a daily routine that is similar to what you would have if you were going to school. So, 5th period English 2, you are going to plan on doing English between 11:10 and 12:45. 7th period, 1:25 and 3. Okay, same thing. You just want to kind of structure your day accordingly. There's a lot of flexibility there though, right? So, like if you have something going on, it's due for your biology class, and it is more important or more time consuming than what you're doing for my class, then you work on that and just make sure that you get both assignments done for your respective classes at the right time. Okay, that's just how online classes work. So make a system that works for you. If you need help or advice on how to do that, I am super type A. I'm very fastidious and I love agendas and schedules. I am more than happy to help you. If you have not invested in a planner at this point, I would highly recommend that you at least use your Google Calendar on your phone. Okay? Speaking of calendars, the Schoology calendar is where I will be posting due dates and important scheduling information, things like that. So you'll need to reference that. Okay, I use it intermittently when we're meeting person to person, but I will be absolutely using it regularly in this particular quarantine situation. Any direct or explicit whole class instruction, lectures, etc. So humanities kids finishing up the Western philosophy PowerPoint, for example, will be recorded and or typed and posted on Schoology. And I'll probably try to be doing screencasting like this so that you can see the PowerPoint and hear me talking. And then obviously email me at any time between 7:40 and 3 p.m. if you want a quick response. If you email me after 3 p.m., sometimes I see it, sometimes I don't. It just depends. So just make sure that if you want a rapid response and you're not able to meet with me during the live help Q&A sessions, send me an email, okay? English 2, this is where it's going to get nitty gritty. So the next couple minutes I'll be talking about English 2, and then I'll move on to AP Lang, and then I'll move on to Humanities, okay? So, we are finishing our Bildungsroman unit, sophomores. So, as I talked about when we were meeting in class before spring break, nothing is really changing. So, I've linked the blue task sheet here for those of you who lost it, and it's also where? On Schoology. So you can pull it up if you don't have it with you. And we are going to finish those tasks. And those are self-guided tasks anyway. But I'm still available for you in the event that you need help, just like I would be in class, all right? But remember, this is the purpose of this particular unit was that you be able to complete this work on your own, and I would be there to help you if you needed me. So this actually transitions really well to distance learning, okay? I have linked also the literary task cards that you would have used in class. I've put the PDF on Schoology, and I also linked it right here, okay? So if you click it from this URL, it'll pull up all of them, okay? They're just PDFs. Obviously, each one is different, so be mindful of that, okay? And it's a big document, so you can scroll through and pick the ones that you like the best or that fit your particular text the best. Okay? And then here is the blue task sheet for those of you who maybe don't know what I'm talking about. Obviously, it's not blue on the screen, but this is the Bildungsroman unit task sheet that I am constantly referring to. One thing that you need to know, English tours, is that this final project part, we're not doing that anymore. It's just going to be too hard to coordinate together in groups since we've never done that before via an online learning situation. So we are not doing the theme park, okay? We will talk more about what we will be doing in the future weeks. It will come. I'm still trying to rework some of those plans so that they're feasible for online learning, okay? I'm going to add that to this really quick. Interim checkpoints for you sophomores. These are not due dates, as in you're not turning something into me on these days, but you do need to hold yourself accountable to some sort of schedule, and this is just a sample one that might work for you. So by this Thursday, March 26th, at least one of your quick writes should be done, and you should have already started compiling vocabulary words and literary devices. Okay, so you should already be starting on your workbook, basically. And if you haven't done that yet, you haven't been doing your job up to this point, so you're kind of screwed. You need to catch up. Okay. On Friday, April 3rd, I want your second quick write to be done. Tuesday, April 7th, I want your third quick write done. So you're done with all the writing. And then that leaves Thursday, the 9th of April to finish your workbook and wrap up any final things with your literary devices and the vocabulary. You need to check the task sheet to make sure you're meeting all the criteria. Okay. And these are just optional activities to expand your horizons and enhance your learning. Okay. FaceTime with your friends and family. Make time to connect. Have a Netflix party, which is a Google Chrome extension where you can all watch the same movie on Netflix and have a chat together. You can also FaceTime and watch movies together. You can play games together via FaceTime. Zoom is also free right now, so use it to stay in touch and see the people that you love and care about. Spend time reading books or magazines, watching movies and TV shows, playing games. Write about what you've read. Write about the movies you've watched. What themes do you see in the films that you just watched or the video games that you've played? How are they characterizing the characters? Practice these skills that we've been working on throughout this whole year. Okay? Write a summary, review a movie, give it a rating, live tweet it, whatever. Check out the free exhibits and online museum access made available during this time. So there are a couple links here. So for example, here are some museums that have made their exhibits available for free online, and some of them are better than others, but for example, like this museum I have been in this very exhibit, so you can kind of look around and see some of the statues via basically Google Maps, okay? But like, how awesome is this, right? Okay. This link takes you to another list of them. Okay, this is a really good time to encourage your own sort of cultural literacy. Okay, you can go to, let's see, the Vatican Museum in Rome. Okay. It is in Italian, but you can check it out. Okay. Keep a journal. Okay, this is an unprecedented time. We will look back on this time in history, and it will be probably a subheading in one of our history textbooks. Okay, so keep track of the things that you notice about the world and how you feel, what you think, what you want to remember about this time. Write it down. Okay? Read a book for fun instead of a book that I'm forcing you to read. Scribd and Audible are offering free memberships right now, so jump on that opportunity because normally it costs money for those things. Try to limit your social media, which is what I'm trying to do, and embrace my own learning in a new way. Right? There's a 28-day rhetoric challenge that I really encourage my AP Lang students to do. Okay. Basically, it connects you to various types of rhetoric and gives you some tips on how to practice the skills that are going to be assessed on the exam in May. Okay? But that's not just for AP Lang. You can absolutely use it for any humanities class or English too. Okay? And then pay attention to the coronavirus coverage. This is a really good opportunity to learn about media literacy. There's a lot of information online that is not true. In fact, it's being called an infodemic. Okay. So learn how to pay attention to the facts. Okay. This optional stuff, I copied and pasted it onto the English 2 memo, the AP Lang memo, and the Humanities memo. So guys, that is the same no matter what class you're in for me. Okay.